I'm Mariam Rosser-Owen. I'm a curator in the Middle Eastern section at the Victoria and Albert Museum in London. And I'm here to introduce the REMAI project, which is the international collaborative research project which the Victoria and Albert Museum is participating in with the Alhambra in Granada and the Louvre Museum in Paris. That project is funded by the EU and focuses on three aspects of our collections, which we're studying in parallel but also occasionally together. And those aspects are 19th century photographs of the Alhambra, plasterwork, architectural plasterwork from the Alhambra, and Nasrid ceramics, so especially lusterware ceramics which are made in Granada in the 14th century.
My name is Victor Borges. I'm a senior sculpture conservator at the Victoria and Albert Museum, and I work in the Sculpture Conservation department. One of the objectives of the REMAI project is to be able to identify which fragments of plasterwork from the collection we have, the V&A, belong to the Alhambra Palace and are from the 14th century, from the Nasrid period, and which ones are later reproductions in plaster of Paris from the 19th century. We are very interested as well in looking into the different materials and techniques within the original panels. We are very interested in studying the different types of mortars. We would like to look at the surface of the panels, look into the pigments, look into the way these panels have been carved, either carved or reproduced with molds. One of the interesting results of this project will be to manage to locate the original location of these panels within the Alhambra Palace. Some of the panels we have in the collection could be from areas of the palace that don't exist anymore. And some fragments are from areas that were restored at some point, probably in the 18th or 19th century. So it's about tracing back their history, how they left the palace, how they came to England. That will give us a lot of information about the restoration of the building as well. After several stages within the REMAI project, where we've been discussing the different lines of research that we were going to choose, among other things, with the Alhambra Palace and the Louvre Museum, the other two partners of this project. Today we go to the stage where we are actually, after selecting the pieces we are going to study, we are taking the samples from the objects, and for that our colleague Ramon, Rubio, Domene from the conservation department and at the Alhambra has come to help us to take the different samples in ceramics, in the ceramic pieces and the plasterwork fragments.
Soy Ramon Rubio, trabajo en la Alhambra en el departamento de restauración y yo me encargo en el taller de restauración de yesería y alicatado del patronato de la Alhambra. Y gracias a los trabajos que llevamos haciendo durante más de 20 años hemos permitido sacar unas conclusiones de una analítica y de unos estudios a través de la práctica en el material de yeso, y ha permitido pues que hoy instituciones como esta que estamos aquí, como el Museo V&A y el Museo del Louvre, pues estamos dando a conocer un material del cual se conoce muy poco, y pretendemos sentar las bases y dar a conocer un material del que hasta el momento se conoce y se ha hablado muy poco. En este momento estamos realizando una serie de muestras sobre el material y tratamos de identificar una serie de elementos y de materiales que conforman unas capas que al final dan paso a hacer una obra en yeso, y esto va a permitir identificar la procedencia y el origen de estas piezas, ya sean piezas originales del siglo XIV o XV, de época nazarí, o incluso réplicas o reproducciones que se han ido haciendo a lo largo de los años y que también tienen su relevancia y su importancia dentro del mundo del yeso. Se van a hacer una serie de análisis con una instrumentación científica a través de laboratorios específicos de análisis, tanto en la Universidad de España, a través de la Universidad de Jaén y Granada, y en el acelerador de partículas que tienen en los laboratorios del Museo del Louvre, en París. Va a ser un análisis, creo yo, concluyente, y se entrarán las bases para poder catalogar muchas piezas de las yeserías que hoy día se desconocen en el mundo.